Hello all, welcome to www.bispsolutions.com. So in this planning tickets webinar, our today's tickets are as follows. The first one is gross margin profit is not calculating correctly. So the first ticket we have is gross margin percentage is not calculating correctly. So we'll go to the application now, and we'll see how firstly we have to see this member gross margin percentage. So the first ticket, it basically says that there is some member in the application known as gross margin percentage, and the output it is giving, this is not correct. So let us go to the application and let's see this member. So here I have logged in into planning demo application, that is Vision, and I have logged in as administrator. We'll go to the navigator, and from here we'll go to dimension. Select the cube, that is plan 1. We are working on plan 1, and here we will select the account dimension. Gross profit or gross margin percentage lies in the account dimension. Okay, all those who have joined, kindly mute yourself. Now here we have a member revenue driver assumptions. Drill it down. Here you will find gross margin percentage. Now these are basically drivers. Whenever we do driver based calculations in PBCS, we create certain members. So let us see the property of gross margin percentage member. Now since this is a driver, it is supposed to calculate some of the you can say there are some of the data which is supposed to be calculated by this member. So firstly we can see account type is saved assumption. So for all the driver based members, which is basically who are used for calculating, we take the account type as saved assumption. Here you can see there are all sorts of account types available. So for all those non-financial items which are basically used for statistical analysis and reporting purposes, like unit sold or head count or margin or percentages, all those, the account type we will keep it as saved assumption. So this is correct. Next, the variance reporting, other properties, you are aware of this. Then here, now 2-pass calculation is not checked. So wherever there is calculation done, it is recommended to check 2-pass calculation. Basically 2-pass calculation ensures that all dependent member values are fully calculated in the first pass. Then the 2-pass members value is recalculated in the second pass using the updated dependent values, and it is recommended for any sort of profit margin calculation to use 2-pass calculation. See, in simpler terms, if I explain you, like in case here 2-pass calculation is not enabled, so whenever the calculation, now this is gross margin percentage, so this is supposed to calculate gross profit or gross margin, you can say. So how is gross margin calculated? This is basically gross profit divided by total sales. This is the formula for gross margin. So this member is supposed to perform that. Now if to pass calculation is not enabled, then what will happen is that firstly, in the first pass, revenue and all cost of goods would be aggregated. Then gross profit may not be fully calculated if to pass calculation is not enabled. So this would lead to inaccurate profit margin. In case if I enable this here, now what will happen? In the first pass, see, revenue and cost of goods will be aggregated, then gross profit will be calculated. Then in the second pass, profit margin recalculates using the non-accurate gross profit and the revenue. So this way you can see there are 2 times the calculation is occurring, so this would provide accurate figure. So this was not enabled. I have enabled it to pass calculation. Then you see plan 1 here is ignore. So as such this is not a descendant member. So right now for the time being I am keeping it as ignore only, otherwise we'll change it to addition. For all the descendant members who have to calculate it to the parent, there the property over here is addition, but since this is not a descendant, I will keep it as it is right now. Now we will check the member formula if any. Okay, so there you don't find any member formula. So this is the reason why gross margin is not being calculated. So first I will show you what is really happening here. Now this is the smart view output sheet, you can see, and I have selected here January FY24. Entity I have taken 110. HSP view member is base data. Scenario is plan. Version is working, and I have taken a product P_000. Now account I have selected over here as gross profit. I have drilled down gross profit, and there I get 4001. This is basically total revenue. I will use this. I'll change the alias so that the members, actually here you can see the code. I will make the members visible. So now you see this is total revenue. I have here certain children of total revenue, and then I have total cost of sales, and then here the members of the children of cost of sales. So here you can see in sales hardware 200 is have been imported, and also 50 input has been done. So this data already exists in the system. So when we do the calculation for gross profit, so since this is a dynamic calc, it is and all these members are having addition property, and cost of sales is having subtraction. This is how, when the application is configured, the chart of accounts was created. This is the ideal scenario what happens. Now when 200 was added in sales and 50 was added in cost of sales, it has given gross profit as 150. So this calculation is I don't think I have to explain much here. 200 minus 50, I get gross profit as 150. I have also included gross margin percentage over here. Now see, even if the data has rolled up to gross profit, there is no calculation happening as at gross margin percentage. So this is what the ticket is all about. Gross margin percentage is not calculating correctly. You can see here, in spite of the entire data over here, gross profit is coming, but profit percentage we are not able to get. Let us go to the application and change the member properties over here. So first I have to put some member formula. There is no member formula, that is why it is not calculating. For that, data storage property has to be dynamic calc. 2-pass calculation will enable so that the calculation is accurate. And then I will go to save this first and refresh the database. Refresh is completed. Now we'll go to the member formula part in this member. Now we have to put some member formula. So here I will first select the cube, that is plan 1. Gross margin percentage is equal to gross profit divided by sales. This is the code for sales, account code for sales. And you have to be precautious enough to write the same account ID, otherwise it will not validate. So there is, this is one account, gross profit percentage, this we have to calculate. The second account is GP, third account is this total revenue. So I have written 4001, this is the account ID. Save this. First validate this. So the member formula is valid, and this is the message, this is a valid formula, there's no error basically, this means. Now save it. Again refresh the database. Okay, to finish this, and now here we will go to this smart view and refresh this sheet. Now you see, this is the gross profit percentage. Now we are able to calculate it. This is because two of the things, there wasn't any member formula, so it was not able to calculate. All the saved assumption members, they are driver based, and they are basically created for some calculations. And secondly, since there was no member formula, so we have provided, and for that we have changed the data storage property. Initially it was store, we made it dynamic. Also we enabled 2-pass calculation for this entry, for this calculation to be most accurate. This is how we solve such kind of tickets when any driver based members are not able to calculate correctly. Second ticket ticket over here today is August data is mistakenly loaded to September data. Okay, so what has happened? Um, some data was supposed to be entered, some let's say any like cash or trial balance, you can say the entire trial balance uh, was supposed to be loaded in August, but what happened, by erroneously it got loaded to September month. So for this, let us create this scenario first in the smart view so that I can make you understand. This is the smart view, and first let us clear this data. I will remove this. I don't require, in fact I don't require all of these. For the second ticket I just need one or two accounts. So we'll keep the total revenue and delete the other things. Rest of the POV is correct, but here I will select two of the months, August, and I'll also select September. This is now total revenue. Here all the sales account are there. 2 months I've taken for FY24, August and September. So what was supposed to happen, there some data, or you can say in trial, was supposed to be loaded in August month, but erroneously it got loaded to September. So like we can do this through data management also, but I'll load here some of the figures for quick demonstration. Let's say 2000, 2500, 1000. Will can keep this at 200 and 100 and 1000. So I've entered, I've submitted here data for September. So this has been entered, but the ticket is saying that this has been loaded to September, but this is actually August data. So to solve such tickets, we have to first clear this data, and then we have to reload in the correct month wherever it was supposed to be loaded. So to clear this data, we'll make a business rule. If you have to clear the entire cube, then you can straight away go to the database property, and there you have the option to clear the cube. But here I do not have to clear the whole plan 1 data. I have to clear just 1 month data, that also from one of the dimension. So for such kind of cases we can use clear data rule. So here in the under create and manage, go to rules. Under action, this is, you have to click on new object. So here we can add the rules. Application type is EPM cloud, application is vision. We have to select the cube, so that is plan 1. Object type we have to provide here whether it is rule set. Rule set means it is a combination of more than one rule. So when 2 or 3 rules they combine together, they are known as rule set. Or template or script or just a formula. So basically we are creating rule, and we have to provide some name. So I'll give the name as clear data only. Clear data 1 I will make it, in case the application is having certain rule with this name. So clear data 1 and OK. Now here this is the designer view. We can carry on like this, or we can use here edit script 1. So now we can write the formula. We can write the rule basically. So I am fixing certain dimensions and the members of those dimensions. Here over here we are fixing members because I have to clear data from certain POVs, and the POV is this. This is the POV. On this POV wrong data has been entered, so I have to clear data only from this POV, so I will fix it. So by default base data is there. Next dimension member is plan. Okay, now we'll provide the member for version dimension. So this has been loaded into working. Then entity is 110. Then product I have taken as, let me see, I will here change alias because okay, so entity is 110 p underscore 000. And lastly here FY24 is the year. FY24. So let us match base data, plan, working. So here this is base data, plan and working. Then 110 entity, product p underscore 000. 110 entity p underscore 000 is the product. FY24 September. So FY24 here. So from here I fixed the above members. I want it to clear data from September. Sorry, caps lock was on. This is done. This is how we're going to write this rule, clear data, and for the month we have taken as September. So first validate this. So the rule is validated and there's no error found and it was saved also. Okay. Now we will launch the rule. First we'll validate and deploy it and then we will launch it. Deployment is also successful. Now I will launch it. So validation is done and it has been launched also, and without any errors, the message you can see here. Okay, now we will go to the smart view. So this is the data which is wrongly loaded in September. I have launched the rule, clear data rule for the month September, and now I will refresh it. Now you see the data has been cleared. Now what we can do is, now the issue has been solved, that the data from September is clear. Now actually this data was for August, so I will enter here. I can or either through data management we can reload that file, or I can enter the data in the month of August. So I will enter. I'll input the figures from here itself. I've entered just one data just to show that now this is how for the whole of the month we can enter the entire data, as well as from smart view we can enter, as well as we can submit the data from here. So or else we can do this from data management. We can load the entire sheet from there. Let me check the application why data is not. So this is the rule, clear data rule. So see, this I have submitted in the month of August. Likewise, you can submit rest of the data from here. If there is little amount of data for just few accounts you're having, or maybe if you got the trial balance, you can upload it in the correct month. This is how we solve such tickets where the data has been mistakenly loaded from one month to some other month. So basically clear the data from that month with the help of business rule, and then load the file again. The third ticket we have, sales data input is not allowed to no channel member. So there is some channel dimension. Firstly, in the application there is one member which is no channel, and this ticket says that data input is not to be allowed. So no channel member in the POV, if that member is taken, then data input shall be restricted. So first we'll go to the application, and here we will search for this dimension, and then we have to see the member properties first. First select the cube plan 1, and here I do not see this dimension. Then in plan 2, okay, channel dimension is not there. Then plan 3, then ASO cube, also there is no channel dimension. Then Vision 1 ASO, okay, here this is the, so this dimension only lies in the queue Vision 1 ASO. I will drill it down, and here there is this member no channel, and this ticket is saying that data entry on this member has to be restricted, it is not to be allowed. Let us see the property. This is never share, and okay, so if we have to restrict data entry into any of the members, we can create valid intersection. So this is in Vision 1 ASO. So for that we have to go to application. Here you have this valid intersection. Basically, valid intersection is where you can create certain POVs, and you can save it, and you can give certain rules and terms. So for those rules or terms, if those terms have to be fulfilled, uh, they can only be fulfilled if whatever we have set in the valid intersection, whatever POV that we have set in the valid intersection. So here we have to create one, so that in no channel, this member, it is termed as no channel. Here we can restrict the data entry. So here we have to provide some title, so I will make it this only: sales data input is not allowed to no channel member. Restrict data input. And I have described here what it means, this valid intersection. Then here definition type, either we can make valid intersection or we can make it as invalid also. So if we make it as valid, then whatever we choose here will be allowed for data entry. So I will make it as invalid, so that this will restrict it from any data entry. And for which dimension I am looking for? This is for channel. So from here select anchor dimension. Here, from here, add dimension. Dimension here is channel. So here you can see channel has come, and here under channel I have to go to intersection definition saved successfully. Okay. So now we have created one invalid intersection. Let us set the POV so that I can show you. Okay, this channel exists in Vision 1 ASO. So I'm selecting this cube here. Okay, let me do the member selection from here. It is not giving me error. Sometimes it happens with the smart view. Now if I okay, let me select all the members. Although if you know the members, you can just write them down, that I already did, but it is not taking, so no issues. From here we can select the members for that dimension. And this is account. So here the ticket says that sale input is to be restricted, not allowed. So this is revenue. The search pattern does not match. Okay, so here I will so this is total revenue actually. Now let me refresh. So now it has taken. I will drill it down. You can see for any of these members I am not allowed to input, otherwise these are all base level. If I would have been allowed input, this would have been here. See, if this is dynamic calc. Here I cannot input it. This is a parent member, so this is grayed out. Otherwise, when it is available, you can see it is provided in yellow, but here everything is grayed out. So this is how we can restrict some data entry to some particular members under certain POV selected. So this is known as valid intersection. So that's it for today. If you have any queries, you may contact to www.bspsolutions.com. Thank you for joining.